Good evening, fellow ghouls and specters alike. It's your ghost host with the most Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive, here to engage in some haunted holiday hijinks by trudging through the catacombs and dusting off the cobwebs as we recount our spooky selection of Halloween, or in this case, Summerween classics.
So, like the jack-o'-melon, suit up and grab the candy dish as we revive and recount tonight's selection, Gravity Falls Summerween. All right, I'm sorry. Amazing theme song to the show. Okay, BlueDragonFive, we're here. We've done it. I've gotten you to do a Gravity Falls podcast. We've done it. Oh dear. I realize I have one Rugrats image scrolling through. And a Muppets image. Look at that. Great. Awesome. Well, folks, you'll have to deal with the Muppets and what was the other one? Off to a good start. BlueDragonFive. I love Gravity Falls. I don't think it's quite as good as Steven Universe, but regardless, I think they're two entirely separate, different shows. I am glad you are finally on the Steven Universe train after much convincing, and we'll get into that later. But how has your opinion of Gravity Falls changed after you've seen this episode, which I honestly do consider to be one of the better episodes of Gravity Falls, and certainly one of the better episodes in terms of just being an introduction point that doesn't really have much to do with the overall mystery or character development or any of that stuff. So what was your thoughts? I'm curious.
Well, overall, Gravity Falls, I've usually just haven't, because I just haven't watched any episodes, and I don't really care about one way or the other. But, looking into the only thing I have seen in Gravity Falls, aside from a minute of an episode, was half of an episode where it's about like a lumberjack. Well, there was I told you about it, was like the dead lumberjack haunting the party.
Oh yeah, right. That was a good episode.
I only saw
you know what? The thing about that episode though is that it literally depends on if you've seen the development of the Pacifica Northwest character throughout her whole run on the series thus far.
Right. I mean, I did. That's the thing. I mean, I gathered that's the blonde girl, right?
Yes.
Right. Well,
she goes through change throughout what she was depicted as before that episode. So that episode is kind of a big deal for her character.
One of the big reasons I was hesitant to look into Gravity Falls was
I think out of all the episodes, that is probably one of the episodes that's the least new person friendly, excluding like the big episodes where they have the big spoilery revelations and everything like that.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, just the half I saw the second half of that episode. What I did see of that episode, I thought was pretty good, just kind of as a one-off.
There's definitely some spooky imagery in that episode.
Yeah, what I'm saying is just overall with Gravity Falls, that's one of the issues that it made me really hesitant going into, is that it's really interconnected. You have to watch it from the beginning. It's a hard show to kind of get into without watching a few of them. And for that reason, what I did watch though of that half, I saw I saw some great potential with some characters. What's their main kid's name? The boy, Dipper, yeah. It's Dipper and Mabel, right?
Oh yeah, the Wonder Twins themselves.
Certainly. So anyway, so with Dipper, I like the dynamic Dipper had with the Pacific girl.
Yeah, and like I said, that's something that was kind of building throughout the series. So
yeah. And what I saw in that half was just this nice little arc with the Pacific girl, and I kind of got it, basically kind of reaching that the overclass is a little too cocky, and I'm pretty much just showing be nice to people, simple, cut and dry. And I saw a little bit of potential in it there. Wasn't completely sold. Saw this episode all the way through. It shows potential. It shows it has some smart writing capabilities. In the animation style, I've gotten after that half episode in this, I've gotten a little more used to it. Than that was another big turnoff I had going into it. I wasn't crazy at all because it's from if I'm remembering this correctly, it's from the same people that brought us Misadventures of Flapjack.
No, I don't think you are remembering that correctly. No.
You sure about that?
It's not from the main person.
I know not
Alex
the main.
Hirsch might hold on. Alex Hirsch might have worked on Flapjack.
I know not the main person. I'm saying some of the animation styles.
Right. I've honestly heard comparisons to My Little Pony when it comes to Gravity Falls and the animation style.
The point is, just those are the two main turnoffs to the show. Reason I really haven't been getting into it. And still, even after this episode, still might be a little hesitant to get into it because there are other things at the moment I'm a little preoccupied with. But if I ever, the thing is, I would have watched more of this if it was on Netflix still, but now it's no longer on Netflix. So
yeah, that's the thing. I tried to get my sister into it, and it wasn't on Netflix. So I was really bummed about that.
If it ever comes back to Netflix or something, I might give it a shot. But it has to be like the right place, right time, and convenience for me.
Okay, I guess Alex Hirsch did work on Flapjack.
That's what I'm saying. You can see some similarities in the animation style, which
A little bit. I feel like this is a lot more colorful than Flapjack was, though. I feel like Flapjack kind of had a very kind of beige color scheme to it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Again, Flapjack was severely flawed.
Well, let's not talk about Flapjack.
Exactly. Let's negative. Yeah, it had bits in it. But the point is, with Gravity Falls, with Gravity Falls, it didn't. The elements just seemed like they were really different. Like it's a hard thing. It's a lot to take in. At first glance, because it has a bunch of kind of different things that seem like it's consistent with a lot of bad animation I've been familiar with on first glance.
Okay.
Hearing all the praise about it, I'm saying, there might be a little more to this. And I'm hearing there's a mystery, from you and God knows how many other people. There's always this interlocking mystery that keeps building upon something.
It is essentially lost in the form of an animated series.
Yeah. And like there was this one bit I did see of it that kind of intrigued me. It was like Uncle Stan, I believe. He's like part of like a secret cabal, like a scene a scene that seemed like that. Like he's like has like a back room holding this book with a hand on it.
I don't want to get into that too much.
I know exactly.
The
point is, something like that gives me some insight that okay, there's something to this show, but I'd have to watch from the beginning to get into, which I haven't. So I went into this very fresh.
Okay, I hear you.
Only knowing knowing one of the voices and knowing Kirsten Shaw is Mabel. That's about it.
And of course, we do have T.J. Miller in here too.
In this one, yeah, I did notice that. Yes. Also, there's some familiar voice now in some of our just characters. I'm assuming just for this episode. Well, maybe not just for this episode, but I'll point out some familiar voices along.
Okay. Let's go then.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so our characters are arriving at the Summerween Superstore.
And they park in a handicap spot.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing about Uncle Stan. He's a flat-out asshole, just an unabashed, unashamed asshole. And yeah, he loves it. He's basically like the modern-day Scrooge McDuck, I would say. Okay, basically, Grunkle Stan, he explains, like, Mabel's she's kind of confused about Summerween and what the concept is.
In this town, they celebrate it twice a year.
And he carries it, and he pulls out a calendar. Dipper questions, do you always carry a calendar around in your pocket? Yes.
Which that made me laugh. That was pretty funny.
Okay, so basically they explain that they get free candy, and that definitely sets the twins off to the costume aisle.
Feels unnatural. But free candy. Yeah, costume aisle. So let's see. So Ramirez here is playing with these candy dish skulls.
Wait, Ramirez?
I'm sorry, I kind of got that I have it call him Ramirez. I know it's like Seuss.
Seuss. Not like Dr. Seuss, like S-O-O-S. Seuss.
I might just call him Ramirez through this whole thing, so just be prepared for
that. Okay.
I'll try Seuss. I'll see if I can get some Seuss. So, Seuss is playing with these candy dish skulls.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, it's like the thing where usually it's like a hand in there, like it's emotion activated or something. Basically, you push the skulls and they say some Halloween-related things. Ooh, and Gray Delisles, who I love, she plays the employee at this place.
Yeah, this is definitely just a one-off bit, but yeah.
Sure, I thought you would have. I'm surprised this isn't like a regular character. Some working.
No, because the Summerween Superstore is just a location that shows up for one episode. So yeah, she's not a regular.
Okay. Oh yeah, she's annoyed by these jokers running around causing some mischief and chaos. But let's see. So Stan is looking for he's looking forward to scaring kids.
Well, the clerk, Greg Delisle, as you said, you know, she's she's basically telling Seuss to stop, and Seuss is like, "Lady, if you make these talking skulls less hilarious, then you have yourself a deal." Seuss definitely has some of the best lines of the series.
The Seuss Ramirez character, he's kind of funny in this episode. So let's see. Then we got so Stan. This big thing with this second Halloween, or this, well, in this case, the precursor to Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's
just
looking
like
forward
we
to,
have the precursor to Christmas.
Absolutely, he's looking forward to scaring kids. You know, it's what he lives for. He loves the scare. It's like Grandpa from Hey Arnold.
Absolutely, yeah, and I feel like this is a perfect storyline for Grunkle Stan. This is like the perfect thing to go into. Like, this is what you need to know about the character on a very surface level. There's certainly mysteries about him and everything like that, and I wouldn't dare touch that with a 10-foot pole. But on a very surface level, to enjoy the episode, or to enjoy the show episode by episode, I feel like this is a very good representation of the Grunkle Stan character, like it or not.
Yeah, I do just love the idea that J.K. Simmons voices his twin brother, or at least his very similar-looking brother.
Spoiler.
Oh.
That's actually a major spoiler. I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't gotten that far. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying J.K. Simmons voices a character.
Yes, J.K. Simmons voices a character. Just leave it at that. I'm sorry. I'm sure most of the people watching know what we're talking about. I just... Okay.
Okay, anyway, so... See, I don't know what toes I'm stepping on this episode or not. So let's see. Stan has
that's true.
A giant drum of oil drum of blood, of fake blood, I hope. You know, there's a mess all over the place.
Stan, not necessarily. He spent some time in a cubing prison, so keep that in mind.
Oh, that's just
that's a part of his backstory that keeps coming up.
There's a mess all over, and I love just seeing these melon lanterns. They're really hilarious.
The melon lanterns are one of my favorite bits in the whole episode because it's just a classic kind of like Halloween visual. I want to try and do it sometime.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool looking.
Right, wouldn't it?
So let's see. So Great Delisle's his clerk character was about to call the cops, but then I believe is it Stan who drops a smoke bomb?
Yeah.
Stan drops a smoke bomb, and they'll get out of there. But also, he leaves. He doesn't just leave empty-handed. You know, he runs out. Did we just steal this stuff? No, I paid him, and we see Stan bucks. Yeah.
Yep.
He paid with Stan bucks, so yeah. So that's the end. Great Delisle's third character really hates Summerween. He really hates Summerween.
And then we get into the Gravity Falls theme song, which is fucking amazing.
Right.
And then, so then let's see when we come
kids
back.
are excited, about the costumes.
Yeah, they're planning it.
Costume, candy, stomach aches, the whole ball of wax. And Ramirez is dressed as a wrestler. Twins are in costume. They go through a little costume album. They've been cats. They've been.
Now, what do you think of this bit? Don't you think this bit's adorable?
Well, it's kind of good, the idea that they've been dressed up as like twin-related costumes through.
Like, this is the kind of stuff that you get from Mabel and Dipper all the time. They are like the best twin characters. They have such a dynamic with each other.
Even better than Phil and Lil?
Yes. Oh my God, they're absolutely better than Phil and Lil as characters.
Oh wow.
Oh my God. Fuck yes.
Those are some mighty words there.
No. Oh, Dipper and Mabel. I'll take Dipper and Mabel any day over Phil and Lil. Come on, Kristen Shaw. You got to be kidding me, yo. Of course I'll take Kristen Shaw. All right.
Anyway, so that's kind of cute. Like the whole dual costume thing. They've been cats. They've been shakers, like salt and pepper shakers. They've been the zombies.
The thing I like about this, the Dipper and Mabel relationship in general, is like the two of them are old enough to know at this point that the twin thing, like the adorable twin thing, is kind of like a ridiculous, cheesy kind of shtick, and yet they do it anyways because they know the advantages of it.
Right. Here's one of my favorite. Here's one of my favorite parts of the episode. They mentioned the Summerween trickster.
Oh yes, he's a great villain. You've got to admit, out of all the things in this episode, this has a great villain.
Oh yeah, I love this. I love the design of this guy, and I love his voice
Oh
acting.
my god, the design. Yeah, with the little, like, it's
Yes.
almost like kind of like a Watchmen style, like, smiley face.
Little pumpkin mask.
Right.
Let's see.
Oh,
So
man, it's creepy.
so basically, like what do they mention about this guy? He eats kids lacking Summerween spirit. Right. So then, this is important. I love this. How this pays off on re-examining it.
Of course.
They're about to eat some candy. Let's examine what kind of candy Uncle Stan's giving out. And it's this cheapo loser.
I have a list if you don't mind.
I also had a list, but go on.
Okay, so we have Sand Pops. We have gummy chairs.
My favorite.
We have Mr. Adequate bars, which was hilarious. And then my personal favorite, homework, the candy.
Oh, remember? You're missing another really hilarious one.
Whoa.
Count and discount.
Oh, right. Count and discount.
So, folks, remember, this episode is brought to you by when either Summerween or Halloween comes around, you're going to want to go to your local candy supplier and buy some.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Some Mr. Adequate bars, some homework candy.
And count discount. No home.
Don't forget about those gummy chairs.
Yep. And you know, a sand pop should be in every mouth.
All right. Whoa. Whoa. Pull the brakes on that one, buddy. All right. Okay, so let's see. So Dipper's throwing the inadequate candy out the window in a shot that's going to come back into the episode in a major way.
Just ditches the candy.
Right. And then we get the introduction of Wendy and her boyfriend Robbie, played by the glorious T.J. Miller. Give him a round of applause. Oh my god.
And Joss Whedon's ace in the hole, Linda Cardellini.
Oh, okay, right on.
Favorite of Joss Whedon's, and for those who may not know enough from the live-action Scooby-Doo movies.
I don't really follow Whedon, so I didn't even know she was connected to him.
Well, I mean, I don't want to give it away, but I'm just saying, she's a large factor in a popular Whedon movie of late. You want me to spell it out for you?
Yes, fine.
She has connections to Hawkeye.
Oh, okay. I'm dumb. I'm sorry.
But seriously,
I didn't know Hawkeye's wife was fucking Wendy. Okay, nice.
Anyways, seriously, Linda Cardellini, she's a great actress, though. And so
absolutely.
See her pop up in this.
Can I explain the Wendy and Dipper dynamic a little bit here?
Can I take a stab at it, just see how close I get to it?
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right, I'm getting a sense that Dipper has a thing for Wendy, and it's like the young kid going after the older girl. And how much of an age difference are we sporting here, by the way?
Wendy is 15. He is 12, going on 13. So honestly, not that much.
Okay.
The thing is that Wendy is already kind of like matured and developed a little bit, whereas Dipper is still kind of like a little kid in a way.
He's suffering from Goku syndrome, okay?
Exactly. Right.
Okay, so I'm getting a sense that Robbie's kind of in the way of these two kind of riding off in the sunset together.
Robbie is the classic rival. Yes. He's the classic dick boyfriend. He doesn't have much of a character. Honestly, the fact that he's voiced by T.J. Miller is kind of the most interesting thing about him.
In the grand scheme, don't all of T.J. Miller's characters just suffer from the awesome fact that they're all T.J. Miller?
I guess.
It's not a negative thing. It's just pointing out, what the hell is the T.J. Miller? T.J. Miller in a funny hat, really.
Yeah, it's essentially what. Yeah, it's just T.J. Miller,
and they all look like T.J. Miller too, which is astounding. They're all these tall, lanky guys that can be just amused with a wig on.
Oh dear.
Okay, anyway.
Okay.
He's gonna be in Deadpool soon. I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, he is.
Okay, so Robbie and Wendy come by. Anything else I should know about the whole Wendy Dipper thing?
No, I mean you hit it pretty much spot on. The thing I like about it is that when it's not just one of those classic things where Wendy is just oblivious to it. It's like Wendy kind of has fun with it. You know what I mean? It's like they're both kind of confused about it, and Wendy genuinely does care for Dipper too.
Okay.
So it's not one of those things where Dipper's just creeping on the hot girl and the hot girl doesn't know that he exists.
No.
You know, because they're genuinely pals. So that's kind of what I like about the dynamic.
Is there any hope for these kids in the future, or what do you think?
I would say so. I would say so. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Because, like I said, the age difference really isn't that much. It's just the fact that they're in that awkward kind of like transitional point in their lives that kind of makes the age difference really stand out. Because, like I said, Dipper's going on 13 and she's 15, so it's like a two and a half year difference at the most. So really, it's really not that bad when you think about it.
They always look on it weirdly when it's the younger man in the relationship, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, either way, it's always kind of looked at a little strange. Over 2.5 years. Oh, society. So,
right.
okay, so Robbie and Wendy, they stop by, and
basically Robbie's you know, he's kind of being a dick. He's kind of just like, oh, you're not going trick-or-treating, are you?
oh, this guy.
He does get under my skin a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. He's not one of the more likable TJ Miller characters.
Yeah, he's no Fred or Tuck.
No, absolutely not. All right. But you know, Dipper basically I like this bit. I like, you know, Wendy invites Dipper to the party and she leaves and she's like, I hope to see you there, Dipper, because the party's gonna be off the chain. That's just one of the endearing things about Wendy is that she doesn't do it all the time, but she'll occasionally break into this kind of like faux gangster talk. You know what I mean? That's like purposely really bad.
Faux
Should be
shizzle.
off the chain.
Faux shizzle, dog.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's just a nice kind of quirky thing about her.
Word to your grunkle.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh god.
So, street talk aside, moving forward to the
Dipper's got the conundrum: party or trick-or-treating memories. Oh boy.
Mabel or Wendy.
And the trick-or-treating memories is going to become like a major focus of this episode, and probably why I love it so much.
Absolutely. So let's see. So then, let's see. It's Mabel, Grenda.
Okay, Candy and Grenda, I think is the name.
Candy and Grenda, Mabel's pals, they stop by and they're going to go trick-or-treating with Mabel and Dipper, the original plan. And
Grenda introduces herself to Grunkle Stan. Hi, I'm Grenda. You got a cold there, honey?
So let's see.
What's wrong with my voice?
So basically, they're dressed as Mabel's dressed as a strawberry jam, I believe.
Yes. Jelly.
Candy is as her name. Oh, Jelly. Sorry.
Candy is her namesake. Yes.
Candy is her namesake.
Sweets.
And Grenda, I think this might be a pun on the Wizard of Oz. They like Glenda the Good Witch, only it's Grenda and she's the regular witch.
Right, exactly.
I think there might be a subtle pun there. Okay, anyway, so then Stan looks really awesome as a vampire guy.
Oh my god, yeah. Stan in general has the best design of
anyone. Yeah, that's the thing. I wanted, as I mentioned earlier, I wasn't too sold in the animation's first glance of the show, but he was the one design I thought looked really cool.
Oh yeah, he's got a fucking excellent design.
Especially when he has a fez on. I love when he has a fez on.
Right.
So. Oh yeah, so but yes, he's dressed as a vampire, looks pretty cool, and Mr. Waddles is in a suit. He's a pig in a suit.
Okay, what do you think of Waddles? Because Waddles kind of divides fans a little bit.
Doesn't really have any role in this episode, just a pig in a suit.
No, he doesn't, but it's just the whole, like, this show very much shoves it in your face how fucking adorable Waddles is.
I mean, this episode he seemed adorable, but it didn't really sway me one way. It's a pig in a suit.
He's adorable. He's definitely adorable.
There's a pig in a suit that's kind of cute, but I really no attachment to him one or another.
Does he wear clothes throughout the whole? Believe it or not, there's some pretty heavy story stuff involving Waddles. So.
Well, tell me one thing: does he always wear like a little suit or something?
Not always, but there's definitely a lot of times where Mabel will have him and stuff like that. Yes.
I feel a pig. If this pig wore a suit all the time, I think that'd be awesome.
No, he's an awesome pig regardless, though. It's just the thing that gets under some people's skins is the fact that the show just hits you over the head like, look how cute this pig is. It's so marketable.
Oh, yeah, what I'm thinking of the Freakazoid quote.
Oh, God.
Ed Asner's Cosgrove saying they're watching Babe, the Babe Heart, which is Braveheart with a pig, saying, that's one mighty cute pig. This pig's doing horrific, horrible, violent actions that we're not seeing, like oinking and then very much like bloodshed. And then we hear from Kyle, you're looking, that's still one mighty cute pig.
You know what? That's Waddles in a nutshell right there.
So Waddles is one mighty cute pig. Essentially, that's Waddles. Yes. Okay. Moving on from the pig.
Okay.
Dipper descends from the staircase. They're all waiting in anticipation of what his costume's going to be, but he's not in costume. And now here's a gripe I have with the episode. The sick excuse. I think it's dumb.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And that's the thing, is that Dipper can be a little bit selfish at times, and that's a flaw of his character, but I feel like that's a genuinely human flaw. I don't feel like that's a writing flaw.
Well, no, there's my issue. It's not that he's coming out with the sick excuse. It's the fact that the sick excuse is a runner through the episode, and then even like there's a question of, do they buy it? Do they not buy it? It's silly.
I hear ya. It's definitely not the strongest plot point of the episode. I'll give you that much.
That to me is the worst part of the episode, the sick excuse. So it shows you that's just a minor thing. So to me, that's the worst part of the episode.
Whoa. Excuse me while I set up that witch so she's more in focus. I apologize. Okay, anyways.
So if you're done breaking things, let's get on with the show.
I think everything's okay. I think Sully, you okay down there?
Oh, you're knocked. What's wrong with you? You knocked down Sully.
Trying to reach it. He's fine.
Okay, we're good then. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
I won't have a Pixar character assaulted while I'm here. Won't let that happen.
Yeah, you don't care about my collectible Jurassic World Barbasol can.
I care, mine. Remember, I told you to get another one that's filled.
Yeah, I know. That was sweet of you.
Okay, anyway. So Dipper's on costume uses the stupid sick excuse that we're going to see barely pay off at all. Okay, then there's a question of, where's your Summerween spirit, Dipper?
Yeah.
And then this bit. So there's a knock at the door.
Oh,
and we hear Jeff Bennett's voice.
I knew you'd love this.
I love this, and there's a great kind of mundanity attached to this. In addition to his real motivation, I just love the surface motivation, too, when I watched this the first time. So he's knocking, and, there's a trick-or-treater, and basically, he opens the door real quickly and shuts it, pretty much like, no trick-or-treaters. So basically, just keeps snubbing the guy. And then basically, even Mabel tries to apologize, and tries to apologize to him. Nothing. Just
you've got a case of the grumpy grumps.
Yeah, the grumpy grumps.
Kristen Shaw has so many fucking adorable lines in this series. Oh my god.
And then eventually
treasure trove.
Eventually, as the doors open, the Jeff Bennett character, who is revealed to be the Summerween trickster, appears through the doorway. And this guy's awesome in his design. He's just this huge kind of
this blob mass, dark mass.
Well, let's say he's not mass yet, which I liked about it. I love this initial design, particularly. I love how he's just kind of like this Frankenstein frame almost of like, it looks like he'd be like a great kind of made out of straw type thing. It's like remember Courage Cowardly Dog when they had the scarecrow that was like turned into a tough guy? Right. Kind of like that. It's like a little thin like ab area, and then there's the rest of like the huge. Kind of like this huge circle on top of a thin body. And basically just looks really cool. Like kind of this great, even in the Batman comics, the Scarecrow would have this monstrous form. It's like a huge hulking thing like this.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Like that's the thing with this show, is that this show does produce a lot of genuinely freaky imagery.
And what's so cool about this, guys, again, in addition to that cool looking thing, he has kind of this tiny little pumpkin.
Oh, I love that. That's the best touch.
Of a little smiley face on top of this. And is he wearing a hat or is it a hood? I can't remember.
I think it's a hood. I want to say it's a hood.
Anyways, the point is the guy looks really cool. He's really huge and imposing. He's like 11 feet tall.
And then Mabel answers the door.
And she apologizes. It's too late for that. You've insulted me and you must pay with your lives.
Oh, what a cute little mask. You're a funny guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Mabel.
And then this bit's really terrifying though. Okay, so basically, so as he's like kind of going over this with those guys, he's pretty much saying, "You've insulted me. You must pay with your lives." A little trick-or-treater. What's his name? Gordy. Okay.
Yes, Gordy.
Gordy arrives and he is eaten. I was thinking, yikes! Oh my god, they ate a kid.
Oh yeah, that's typical Gravity Falls. Trust me.
Tell me, son, what's the fatality rate in this town?
Okay, the fatality rate. I mean, I don't think any character has ever been properly killed off, but that's the thing, is that a lot of the characters will
that one guy was killed off. Remember, he had the axe in his head.
True.
So he's dead. He's a ghost, but he's still dead.
No, I mean, quite a few people get off I won't lie. There's some violence here. All right. Anyways, so
Did Uncle Sam kill anyone?
I'm not even gonna go there.
Okay.
I assume he has.
Yeah,
Let's just
nothing
put it
more.
that way.
Okay, anyway, so his point just eats this kid right out of nowhere, just demonstrating his point of, okay, this is definitely the Summerween trickster eating kids, which is terrifying. It's like, yikes, oh my god.
Remember me!
So I thought it was pretty funny. So basically, the trickster, which again, I can't say enough nice things about his design here. It's a really cool looking design. It's the last thing I'll say. It looks really cool. Yeah, I just love how he, like, the little neck thing opens up to eat him.
And who better but Jeff Bennett to play him? And this is Jeff Bennett kind of going out of his comfort zone a little bit, too.
Not exactly. Remember, he did voice Candlejack, and it's kind of a similar premise.
That's true. I remember him more so for, like, for Dexter's dad and the professor and stuff like that.
Oh, Tiki, I've seen Jeff Bennett do a slew of things. He's in a lot of superhero stuff. He's done a slew.
Okay, fair enough.
So he's got a lot of range, that Jeff Bennett. He's also in the new Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon. I'm not sure how I feel about him in his role quite yet because I haven't really seen him officially appear yet.
Mm-hmm. So the trickster is basically like he's setting up, you must get me 500 pieces of candy
before the last jack-o'-melon goes out.
And Seuss comes out. He's like, hey, what's all the ruckus? Hey, that's a funny word, ruckus. You know what else is a funny word, BlueDragonFive?
Hug bees.
Hug bees!
Anyways, basically, if you want to live, you give me those 500 pieces before the last jack-o'-melon goes out. It's impossible. Trick-or-treating, yay, says Mabel, and wonderfully delivered by Kirsten Shaw.
Of course. Now, you got to admit, there's some big stakes established right off the bat with this.
Yeah, so that kind of grabbed me this episode. Like, okay, I'm going to buy it. All right.
But that's kind of the premise of Gravity Falls in general. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, just make sure. That's the premise of Gravity Falls in general, is just kind of like, you'll be surprised, like, this guy is not the only villain. Like, I would actually say it's similar to Courage the Cowardly Dog. I wouldn't say it's quite as strong as the Rogues Gallery there, but it's similar. It's got a similar quality to it. Like, every episode kind of focuses on, like, there's not as many, like, well-established personalities as this. A lot of the time it's more, like, supernatural, like, like aliens or Bigfoot or Loch Ness Monster, stuff of that nature. But they've definitely got some villains. They've definitely got some good running villains on the show.
All right.
Okay, anyways, I'm sorry.
So, Ramirez or Seuss, he says, the whole ruckus gag, and let's see. So then Mabel, she has a speech, doesn't she?
Well, she basically, she just, first of all, she has the picture that she took on her cell phone of the trickster. It has the too cute icon on it. Making fun of modern technology. That's something Gravity Falls likes to do.
And
It likes to reference 80s and 90s technology and make fun of modern technology.
It was also on Steven Universe.
Oh yeah, of course. Steven Universe. Oh my God, Steven owns an N64. It's there. It's just sitting in its room. I think that's awesome.
So,
okay,
Mabel.
Yeah. So basically, okay, well, we could look at being cursed by a bloodthirsty holiday monster a bad thing. I wet myself. But with Grenda's strength, Dipper's brains, and Seuss here. Hi, I'm Seuss. We'll get 500 pieces of candy. So yeah, you're right. She's giving kind of a big, kind of Braveheart style motivational speech.
That's one mighty cute pig.
That is one mighty cute pig.
Yeah, okay, then basically, then it's laid out to Dipper. Your options are get eaten or go trick or treating. Mm-hmm. I think the option's pretty simple, trick or treating.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So Stan, the master of fright, I love, he has like a little plaque of that. Just he's so happy and proud of himself. I'm the master of fright. Yeah.
He probably made it for himself, but
of course, I just love the fact that he took the time out of it to make it for himself.
Right.
Just say, man, that's an accomplishment. I've done a lot with my life. So
That is Stan Pines in a nutshell. You're really getting him.
Anyway, so then basically he's preparing for the trick-or-treaters. They arrive, and basically the first move right off the bat is going for this really cool face-melting thing.
Oh my god, it's fucking impressive. Like, his face melts, and then it's like a realistic-looking skull.
Yeah.
And then he pulls it off, and it's a mask.
Yes.
Oh god.
That must cost a lot of money.
Well, I know. That's the thing about the Mystery Shack, is that he comes up with all these elaborate kind of spooky things.
What does he do for a living?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Oy. Is everything about this guy?
I'm sorry.
What about this guy isn't a secret?
Nothing.
Oy.
Literally, there's a tattoo on his arm. That's a big mystery. I'm not even joking.
I'm going to spoil
joking.
I'm going to spoil something for everyone. He's worn a fez.
Hold on. Say that one more time.
He wears a fez. See, I blew everyone's mind just now. All right, anyway, so basically all the trick-or-treaters are scared except for two kids. Two kids are not scared of it.
And this, I will give you this. This is probably the flaw I had with this episode. Granted, Grunkle Stan is great. This is a great role for Grunkle Stan. It's just these two kids are fucking brats.
Well,
they're
now,
kind of insufferable.
I'll tell you what my thing with this is. So, I mean, I think it's realistic, with kids nowadays, because I think the Grinch said it best, oh, children, so desensitized by video games and television. No, but seriously, it's like the idea of these kids are kind of desensitized. The Jim Carrey Grinch.
Oh dear. The Jim Carrey one referenced video games. I forgot about
that.
I
don't know. I'm assuming it's video games. Why just like think it's movies and television. He said movies and television. I forgot.
Okay.
My point is, what I'm saying with video games, because you brought the Steven Universe thing up. My point is, it's like kids. I think it's saying that kids, they are a little desensitized because they respect a lot of violence. Again, one of the primary things in video games, you get a lot of violent stuff, so they're expecting more out of things. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just they're expecting more, and because of that, they're a little desensitized to it. So the Grunkle Stan's the stuff to them is weak sauce, and that's a real thing. It's like the kids today. It might also comment on how you get these fickle kids around Halloween, like the ones without the costumes. I hate the ones without the costumes.
Yeah, right.
I'm saying they're in that vein of like just the people who just do Halloween. They're always like they either have high.
Like, give me candy. Give me candy.
Like the self-entitled, either self-entitled in this case, the hard-to-please kind.
I think these kids are both.
And I think it's what they're going for, and that's kind of clever. I wasn't too crazy about the payoff, though. That to me, I could accept them, but I wasn't crazy about the payoff.
Yeah, I hear you.
So like they're expecting real guts instead of like those sausages.
Okay.
You will be scared. You will be. Okay, so then let's see. Dipper points out a very kind of a flaw in the logic of this episode. But I mean, I guess Mabel explains it enough. It's that why aren't we buying candy?
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, why aren't we buying the candy? I mean, 500 pieces, or we all get eaten. That seems like a reason to buy candy.
Yeah, I think you could do the math and probably like if you split it up evenly, you could.
I think it's like they give it. Isn't it like 100 a bag? So like just buy 5 bags.
Something like that. Yeah. For the big bags.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
so is this where we get to? Let's see. This is where we get to Lazy Susan.
Sorry.
The woman who wants everyone to be in costume.
Oh, sure. I didn't know her name, but yeah, you're right.
Lazy Susan. They call her Lazy Susan because she has a lazy eye. Okay, so aren't you kids cute? So who are you? Are you all in costume? So we have the chimney sweep, the elephant man, a squeegee, an ant farm, pointing to Mabel with the jelly. Like, basically, she's, like, not describing these costumes well at all. Oh, and you're not in costume. So, yeah, Dipper's not in costume. He's just kind of rushing her. And so she only gives him one piece of black licorice a piece. Loser candy. Oh, no. So, basically, the trickster starts taunting Seuss, and he starts taunting everyone. He's just like, tick. And you know, this prompts Mabel to say, like, look, Dipper, you got to step up your game. You've got to get into the costume.
Yep. Yeah, it tells me he has to get to the costume there.
Okay. So the brats are still outside the mystery shack, and Stan comes in. He's having a heart attack, and Waddles bursts out of his chest alien style.
Which is pretty funny.
Oh, God, here comes my favorite gag of the episode. Oh, my God, I laughed so hard at this. So basically, Grunkle Stan is just like, what scares you two freaks? And so they pull out a cell phone, and they show Stan basically like it's a video of a cute kitty, and he's like, oh, it's a cute kitty. And then it switches to like a screamer, like a classic, like, ah! And then Stan just starts freaking out. Like, ah! So he runs back into the mystery shack, absolutely panicked, just scared out of his wits, much like Grandpa Lou. And he just looks himself in the mirror and has a self-reflecting moment. What happened, Stan Pines? What happened? You got to admit, that was a good bit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Again, kind of making fun of modern technology in a way. Okay. So,
and they're dressed in their costumes, which is intestine to jelly. What's the logical conclusion there? Peanut butter and jelly. Let's see.
I need more options on my soundboard. I need an aww.
It's basically the twins finally in cute costume. They're getting a lot of candy. You know, a little montage. Everything is going well. You know, you got a wheelbarrow full of it. Yeah, the clock's winding down, but you know, it's getting a lot of candy. Good stuff happening to those guys.
Basically, did you skip over to the part where
there's a mask bit?
They go to the one guy's house. Let's see. They go to the one guy's house, and it's a guy dressed as a pirate, because you know he's a pirate. I mean, is he a pirate or is he a pirate?
He's a pirate, all right.
I don't know why that of all things is becoming a running joke.
Well, I mean, while we're mentioning this sort of stuff, you know, I have such a hankering for what could I have a hankering for? Oh, a Reptar bar.
Oh my God! Don't start on the Reptar bars. So, what do you think makes the tongue green? What do you think is the ingredient there?
Well, it's got to be some of like a sour ball based type.
Okay, so anyways, so they show up at this pirate guy's house. The twins do a little dance for the pirate, and I love this. The pirate's just he's moved to a single tear, and he just drops the whole bucket of candy in.
Which is pretty funny.
So yeah, and then but unfortunately, there's a little bit of a dilemma because people keep blowing out the melon lanterns, as people do. Right. You know, as they turn off the porch lights and everything, it gets later on into the night. Yep. So, oh God. Okay, so we go up to this guy with a very scary face, and BlueDragonFive, this guy actually is a regular on the show.
Hey.
Basically, the whole point of this guy is that he's a news reporter, but he's not really a news reporter. He just does it because he wants to be a news reporter, and he's basically like, you know, so he'll basically just go around and interview people, even though that's not really his job. He's just a sad sack in every sense of the word. So basically, you know, he opens the door and everyone's like, that's a really scary mask. This isn't a mask. This is my face.
He puts the mask on. Oh, that's a lot
better. This is a mask. And then Susan's like, oh yeah, that's actually better. Aww.
Poor guy. So it looks like things have worked out nicely. You know, it's 5:30. The party's at what is it, 9 o'clock?
Yeah, party's at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, doing pretty well on time there.
Then need one more piece of candy.
One more piece of candy. Wendy is driving by in the van. Basically, Dipper quickly hides the costume, hides the supplies to remove all speculation that he's been trick-or-treating.
And I will admit, this is a dick thing for Dipper to do, and it's stupid, but it's also in character with him. So
Well,
that's
look, to be fair, I mean, he didn't know what was going to follow, okay? He just took the
no, he
dust
did not.
So, look, we shouldn't be too hard on him here. He's hiding the thing of candy in, like, in the costume. At the very least, you just need to get rid of the costume. Just say, oh, yeah, you got some candy. Anyway,
Okay,
so stop by your head to the party? Yeah, sure. Anyway, so then the gang finds out after he says, oh, sure, I'm not going trick-or-treating. He says,
I just like watching the trick-or-treaters. Reminds me of my old days back when I was a kid. That's one of the running things with Dipper, is acting more mature than he really should be acting at his age.
Yep. Anyway, so then Mabel and company find out the big revelation that he wasn't sick at all.
Yeah, not good.
I think it's dumb. Oh, you thought he was sick. No, he wasn't sick. Let me try it again. He wasn't sick.
I'm sorry, you got drowned out by the Inception music. Go ahead.
Let me try it again. Get it prepped. He wasn't sick at all. I mean, she knew that he wasn't sick from the get-go. She knew there was something up with that. So why is she so surprised by that?
I don't necessarily think it's the fact that he's not sick. It's the fact that well, we'll get into it later, but she explains very clearly why she's upset. Yeah, it's just in general that he was going to ditch her on Halloween is why she's upset.
Yes. So let's see. So basically, he lied about it. It's in addition to those feelings. So where's the candy? Okay, where's the booty? Where's the candy? And apparently,
the candy. He put the wheelbarrow, inside of the bush, but it turned out the side of the bush was right over the side of a cliff, and it dropped into a big old pile of water.
Seriously, they have like you know how dangerous that is? They need like a railing or something around that thing.
I know, that's true.
If someone dives into the bushes for some reason, then they're dead.
Right.
This place is not really safe for kids, is it?
If you're hiding from the Halloween trickster, for example, and you try and dive into the bushes. Okay.
Okay, let's see. So the candy's been dumped, and that is not good. And again, time running out. Soggy candy, finding it this fast, not going to happen. So the last melon's about to go out. There's a deaf old man who has that. There's the last melon. He's about to blow it out. The kids are going.
This guy is one of the most important characters in the series, believe it or not.
What?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Get out of here.
I'm not even joking.
You gotta be joking.
I'm not joking. He's a big piece to the puzzle. I'll just leave it at that. He totally works in context here for just being the funny, crazy old man, but no, there's a lot to this guy. Okay, anyways. So he's about to blow out the last one, and everyone's yelling at him, "Don't blow out that candle!" What? He holds like an old style, like hearing like megaphone up to his ears. What? Don't blow out that candle. I'm old man McGuckin. Oh God. And then he just scurries away like Gollum. And they all sigh. They all take a big breath of relief.
And upon doing so, they blow out the candle, which is very unfortunate. So let's see. So, candle's blown out. Where's the candy?
Oh dear.
So we just go down there. We can get it. Too late. And anyway, so they run away, and Seuss saves them.
Mm-hmm.
In the van. Seuss. Right.
I'm sorry. He'll just randomly say that. He'll just randomly be like Seuss.
Seuss.
Just like a superhero. Just pronounce his name. Just Seuss. Okay. Anyways.
Right. So Ramirez swoops and saves them. They get time. They're running off. They're driving off.
That wasn't like a regular pedestrian, was it?
As he hits the trickster.
But I like how Seuss takes the time to to get some seatbelt safety in there.
Which is nice.
Buckle up.
It's kind of this weird bit where Mabel has a bruise, and it's just kind of random.
Well, it's just meant to symbolize that she's hurt, that she got injured, and then Dipper's trying to comfort her. I actually thought this was one of the most touching moments of the episode, but that's probably because I'm so invested in Dipper and Mabel's dynamic and the fact that it's kind of like the core of the show. So this was a heartwarming scene for me.
It's okay. It didn't really dawn on me that much, I guess.
Yeah, basically the whole thing is that Mabel's giving Dipper the silent treatment. Okay, so basically the trickster
reforms.
Yeah.
Not his ways, he just reforms his body. I want to make that clear, too.
And it's terrifying. It's terrifying.
It is. It is just this huge mass with like a little tiny cute face following him. Essentially, there is a really cool action sequence in here. They crash into where it all started.
Oh.
They crash into the superstore, they scatter, they hide, really cool sequence there, they hash out the issues.
I want to say there's some homage to the Jurassic Park kitchen scene going on here.
Given how they're like kind of crouched down, I wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Anyway,
they're crouched down and they're hiding between corners and everything.
Yeah. So Mabel and Dipper, they're hashing out some issues here.
Mm-hmm. All he cares about is Wendy. And then Dipper, he's like, no, Mabel, that's not true. I just thought I was getting too old for trick-or-treating. And then Mabel, this is where I really fall in love with this episode, man. This is where this episode really touches me.
Tell us about it.
She's like, well, Dipper, there's not that many Halloweens left. But I didn't realize that it was already the last one. Delivered in the Kristen Shaw vocal performance that just fucking melts your heart. My God.
You probably love Last Man Standing because she's the lead in that show.
I probably would, but seriously, give Kristen Shaw. Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Well, I should say
that character seriously has the best dramatic deliveries out of any character, despite the fact that she's so goofy. Oh my God, she has such a good range. Okay, anyways. So I just love this idea, BlueDragonFive. I love this whole thematic thing of one sibling growing out of Halloween a little bit faster than the other one, and it's especially powerful because they're twins. I don't know. It's something like that just touches me on a pretty deep level.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
Mm-hmm. But basically, so they realize that we can that they can cover our bodies. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is a funny bit.
This is a really funny bit.
Yeah, Seuss is like, he's standing by all the masks and costumes, and he's like, and Seuss does stuff like this a lot. This is very common Seuss humor. He's like, oh no, if only there was something we could use to cover our bodies and faces with, like a disguise of some kind. Oh, I love Seuss.
Oh yes.
Okay, so they all kind of hide, and Candy and Grenda are on the coat rack, which I think is kind of a funny visual. They're about to escape, but then what does Seuss have to do?
Oh boy! First of all, I believe Seuss is dressed like a gorilla, isn't he?
Yes.
So
much like Drew Pickles.
So.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think this bit is just like pushing the line for Seuss being too stupid, or can you appreciate the comedy to it?
I don't know. It's really well timed.
It is well timed. That's the thing.
So before Ramirez needs some levity, or in this situation,
today's been way too stressful, dudes. I need some levity.
Yep, and basically pushes the thing, a lot of tension in the room, pushes the skull, nothing happens, so the battery must be worn out, which I gotta question the logic of that, by the way. He pushed he doesn't push another one instead of going to the battery.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's just for comedy purposes. Right. This is a cartoon after all.
So the hilarity of him, like, with a pack of batteries.
Just going out of his way.
He puts him in there, and basically, here's the thing: that's the voice of a generation.
Yeah, the skull. He makes the joke. Don't mention the score. I'm always. Hold on, let me get my. Don't mention the score. I'm always ahead. Oh, that's the voice of a generation right there, dude.
Yeah, that skull is awfully profound. So then because of that noise, then Seuss is eaten by our trickster. And again, the minute he was eaten, I was thinking, okay, I'm thinking the other kid might not be.
Yeah, right. Because they're not going to kill off a main character like that.
Oh, then again, apparently this show is full of surprises and mysteries, so it might not be too far-fetched now that I'm...
Well, yeah, but at the same time, they haven't crossed the line into killing off
could-
anyone. That's
There could be a
major.
whole warning episode. Oh, Seuss, we hardly knew you. Play Amazing Grace on the kazoo. Go on. You know you want to. Get the skull. The
If
skull
I had the sound effect and I did, man, then I would. Believe me, I would.
Someone get a chorus of skulls.
I don't even talk about killing off Seuss because that would be tragic. Oh my god.
And
Okay,
Grunkle
anyway.
Stan was the killer.
No. Oh no. Oh. Okay, Grunkle Stan is actually like a huge father figure to Seuss. Yeah. So if that was the case, then that would just add an extra layer.
You see what happened was one day essentially pulled a Luca Brasi on. It's basically he walked out one day and basically Grunkle Stan had some piano wire in his hands. He's like went from behind him and he said, I'm sorry. Shh, I know I didn't want to do this. I'm so sorry.
Oh dear.
And then Seuss looks up and says,
my favorite Gravity Falls characters. I'm just gonna go ahead and be like, "Oh, Marianne, will you pass Darwin's leg there? Yes, it's delightful."
And then Seuss just looks up with his eyes all wide, full of tears. Why?
Oh God! Oh no! You're traumatizing me, man! Don't do this! Don't do this! Stop!
And then,
Stop! Shut up! Shut up!
And then Stan grabs his wallet and notices a picture of Stan and him all buddy.
Oh no!
Okay, moving on from the dark. Wow. Out of the darkness into the slightly
That was like one of the few times that you've used your dark, twisted sense of humor to disturb me and not the other way around.
Seriously, don't mess with me. I can give you nightmares, seriously. Moving on.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, yes. So
Seuss, who is not dead...
No,
has been eaten. However, has been eaten. He's currently going through the digestive tract, we think.
So the kids are charging at the trickster with medieval weapons.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Where they got them, I'm going to assume they're plastic.
Oh yeah, certainly.
I would hope they're plastic. Then again, this town sounds like a dangerous place. I mean, where people kill their father figures, after all.
You never know. You
broke my heart, Seuss. You broke my heart.
The trickster basically reveals his true form. He's like, isn't it obvious? You haven't figured it out yet.
Removes the mask, and the reveal is...
He's a bunch of candy!
You know what sound effect I wish you had?
What?
I wish you had... Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, that would be... I need to work on a soundboard. Seriously, I do. Okay, anyways. Yes.
Anyways, so let's see. So yeah, the reveal that he's king. I love this reveal. I thought this was brilliant. So the idea that he's...
You've got to admit, this is a fucking clever villain.
It is, but there is one gripe with this, with the look of this, however. His face doesn't have any of the loser candy.
No, his face has candy corn.
No, candy corn wasn't in the loser candy, was it?
I've got to give...
All right, sorry, folks. I'll continue to take us through this. So, essentially, what happens here is so the candy reveal here is that this actually is an embittered compilation of all the picked over candy, which I could have sworn he has candy corn in his eyes. I don't think that was the picked over candy. We all like candy corn, at least I do. So essentially, he's loser candy, and obviously he's embittered over this because how would you feel if you were candy that was picked over? How would you feel about that? And so he wants revenge. His revenge is, I guess, just the people that just picked over the candy, and he notices that Dipper was dumping the candy. So he's targeted him. So I mean, even before the snubbing him with the trick or treat and all that stuff, even before that, he's let up vendetta against him. All part of his plans. It's the idea of embittered candy. He kind of reminds me a bit of like kind of Prospector's motivations from Toy Story 2 in a way. It makes sense, you would be embittered if you were just kind of just passed aside and say, well, you're not good enough. It makes sense. This guy's a chip on his shoulder, and he has a really nice resolution here. I'm going to try to stall a little bit while we're waiting for Tiki. Just let me take a moment here and say, well, It's going to be a long show. If there's anyone in the comments watching this, please put down what you guys are going to be for Halloween. We'd love to know. Trick-or-treating is such a rich part of Halloween and a rich part of this episode. And we'd like to know, what are you guys planning on being for Halloween? Whether you're going to plan on going trick-or-treating or just plan on dressing up. It'd be really nice. It'd be really lovely to know. I myself am going as Captain America, which, should be fun. I don't really know what Tiki. I'll ask him when he gets back. I'll ask him what he's going to be when he gets back real quick. He's, again, big fast the episode. Let's take a moment to highlight some candy products because they are indeed important to our loser candy monstrosity here.
Okay, I'm back, but I'm seriously on a time crunch, so.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. Tiki, real quick, what are you going to be for Halloween?
What am I going to be for Halloween?
I promised the people I'd ask you.
I'm going to be zombie Jim Henson.
Right. Okay. Moving forward. So basically, embittered beard. Yeah, brilliance of an embittered piece of candy. We covered that. So the reveal here. Go on.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, the reveal here is that Seuss pops out. He's not dead.
Yay. And I love that he's eating all the loser candy, and he's, he likes it. He likes it. And this is great. This is great. You've got to admit this is a good resolution for the trickster. The trickster's genuinely touched by Seuss. He's just like, you like my candy? All my life, all I've wanted is somebody to say that I'm good. I'm so happy. And then he starts crying candy corn tears. And then Seuss is just like, well, crying makes it a little weird, but hey, I guess I'm still eating. And then Gordy pops up and he's just like, I've been traumatized. Oh dear. Good stuff. Okay. So the brats are sneaking into the mystery shack because they want their candy. God. Crunkle stands in the bathroom about to draw a bath, and he's just like, wash off the shame, Stan. Wash off the shame. Then he drops his drawers right as the brats walk in, and honestly, this is what the brats get, I think. So the brats run away, having seen Grunkle Stan's business, and Stan is just like, still got it. So I assume you're not too crazy about this.
It's just
a little too coarse for your taste.
Well, it's not just that; it's the fact that he still looks like he still has everything on. He has his shirt and everything on. And it's I don't get how it's traumatizing. He doesn't have his robe on for a change.
That's true.
Well, I say that, I mean, it's not like no implied what the trauma was. It's just he still walks around in his underwear all the time. So what's the difference, really? Well,
I think the difference is that, like Dipper and Mabel might be used to seeing him walk around in his underwear. But
I'm just saying, just one episode in, I've seen that's kind of his regular character model, So maybe it's just me. I don't know. The point is, it just seems like also a little bit of that, too. That's just the main gripe. But the second gripe is it just... Yeah, you really need that. Just I wish they went more for like a Psycho reference if they're going to do that thing. It was like a vague Psycho reference. I just didn't feel that. It was just, to me, it was a little weak sauce. That's just my view on it, though. It's okay, though. I guess I wish he kind of got him. He didn't really get to intentionally get him, though. That's my main problem with it.
I hear you. Okay, but anyways, so Dipper walks in and Wendy's there, and she's just kind of casually carving a pumpkin, which I like. I like that she's kind of like, hey, you know what? I went to the party. It was kind of lame, so I'm just going to go here and indulge in a Halloween tradition. I don't know. For some reason, I just thought that was pleasant. And, Dipper, well, first of all, I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of thrown off because I was gone for a little while.
Me too.
Yes. Wonderful. So Dipper was, I'm sorry, did you cover when Mabel was talking about how it might be, it might be the last Halloween between them, and that's exactly why they need to go?
I didn't cover. You covered that before.
Oh, you're right. I did cover
But
that. Okay.
we did cover that Seuss popped out of the thing, ate the candy, and gave the resolution that the candy
Okay.
tastes
Okay.
good.
I'm sorry.
That's all I ever
I
wanted.
apologize, folks. I apologize. So basically, Wendy asks where Dipper's been, and Dipper, he looks at Mabel, and he's just proudly like, "I was trick or treating with my twin." Yeah, I like that. I like that. And then Wendy, she doesn't even care. She doesn't even give a shit. It doesn't even faze her that he was trick or treating. She's just like, party was lame. Robbie ate a lollipop stick and had to go home. So, but Stan, he still has a few sacks of candy left. So yeah, all is well. They still have some candy. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. I have a. Oh yeah, and then they turn on the TV to watch a humble classic Halloween movie entitled "The Fear Guy from Terror Street." Ooh. All right. So then, to wrap everything up, we have over the end credits. Waddles is in the suit, and oh wait, no, I'm sorry. This is for the end credits. Waddles is in the suits, and basically Grunkle Stan's making this big speech. Kids, Summerween isn't about candy or costumes or even scaring people. It's about celebrating the greatest thing that mankind has to offer. And what's that, Grunkle Stan? Pure evil. I love this. I love how they're all just maniacally laughing. I love the animation on Mabel maniacally laughing. She's just like, ha, 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 ha. She's doing this animation with her arms. It's fun. It's fun. I don't know. And then over the end credits, we have Mabel, Candy, and Grenda, and they're doing a bunch of selfies with Waddles. And it's, honestly, this probably isn't one of the best end credits bits with Gravity Falls. They have some really good ones. But, okay, so that's basically it. So, to wrap up, what are your overall thoughts?
Overall, it was a decent episode. You got some, again, just looking into it as the first kind of one from point A to point B I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
It was decent. Shows a lot of potential. I love kind of the action we got in it towards the Superstore climax there. And I love probably my favorite part is that I love the monster in this thing.
There's a lot of good monsters on this show. There's a lot of good action set pieces on the show. Just saying.
One of my favorite bits is I love that kind of the candy got closure. It tastes good and he's crying candy corn, which is really sweet. I mean, I love it that we got sweet closure, which is nice.
All right. Well, the crying's a little weird, but I'll go with it.
Yeah, it was nice, and I still need to be sold on the show, But again, I probably need to watch from the beginning, so I can't really make any
You
judgment.
absolutely have to watch from the beginning, yeah.
So I still can't really make any judgment. I gotta tell you though, still, I'm not sure if it's my cup of tea, even with this.
Well, I mean, I know that you in general don't really like supernatural stuff. Is that correct?
Well, that might. I'm not sure if that didn't really have a lot to do with this episode for me. That wasn't like a.
Yeah, that's true because you did like the supernatural guy here, so.
It's not just supernatural stuff. I mean, that's usually like when they go too magic-y, but here it wasn't really that magic-y.
Oh, so you're saying you fucking don't like magic, and yet you appreciate Once Upon a Time.
Well, no, I'm not saying I don't like magic. I'm just saying sometimes it's like when they go into the Harry Potter route. We've been through this before. They go the Harry Potter angle with it.
Okay. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan, but I do appreciate its place in pop culture.
Point is, again, I can't really disparage the show or anything, but I'm saying this one was a decent Halloween special, definitely. I had had your kind of your hallmarks, trick or treating, and the big kind of philosophical question about when to stop trick or treating. When are you not an adult?
Which I think is kind of like the equivalent Halloween special to like the Christmas specials where it's like you're too old to stop to believe in Santa. You know what I mean? I feel like it's kind of like the same sort of idea. I think this episode's really special, honestly. I have a real soft spot for this episode. I have a sister as well who I used to go trick-or-treating with, and we stopped going trick-or-treating around the age of 13 or 14, something like that. So this really resonates with me every time I watch it. It's just the whole idea of being a little too old, outgrowing trick-or-treating, and yet still wanting to embrace it as much as you can, and just the fact that there's a damn good villain and one of the best creatures of the series here. And also, I just think in general, I feel like everyone in this episode kind of plays to their strengths. I feel like, I feel like Grunkle Stan is in there and he's really good. I feel like Suze has some really excellent bits. Mabel has some good bits. Her friends are in there. So it's like I feel like this is a good episode where it's like most of the Gravity Falls things that are in play really well here. So for me, I think both as a Gravity Falls episode and especially just as a Halloween special in general, I think this episode's terrific. So, all right. So that wraps it up, right?
Yep.
Okay, so next on the docket, BlueDragonFive. I'm really looking forward to this one. Oh my god. So we are going to be taking a trip back to the 90s, back to Nickelodeon, and talk about The Haunted Train. There's so much nostalgia for this episode, BlueDragonFive, that I can't even fathom it. It's kind of crazy. Okay, you know how Rugrats, how crazy influential that Rugrats episode was?
Yeah.
Let's just say this episode was crazy influential in another kind of way. So yeah, big stuff there, big stuff. And of course, that's an episode to kind of bring up this whole different kinds of Halloween specials. I feel like that is maybe the classic example to me of an episode that's not about Halloween but fits perfectly into any Halloween marathon lineup. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, good stuff there. Good stuff. So all right, I think that about wraps it up, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So well, folks, dudes, our spirits grow weary tonight. But don't worry, they'll be stronger than ever next time when we engage in more haunted holiday hijinks, dudes. Lady, you make these skulls less hilarious, you've got yourself a deal.